everybody. So just like in March, I gave my rundown of all of the movies that I'd seen in March. These are 2019 releases. I'm going to do the same thing for April, talk about both TV movies and feature films that I saw in the month of April. And I have quite a few. So this is going to try to go through this as quickly as I can. Okay, the first one I'm going to talk about is Breakthrough. I really enjoyed Breakthrough much more than I was expecting to. I thought that it actually had flawed characters who learned and grew and who were held accountable for their mistakes. It wasn't that, to me, helped a lot in any kind of preachiness feel. I felt like the script was actually pretty well done, and you have this thing that people can't understand. You have this faith element. But Christy Metz is great in the role, and as this mother who's using her faith to try to help her son. And I just really liked it. I like all the supporting performances. I think it is definitely one of the better faith-based films to have been released in a little while. So Breakthrough definitely gets smile-worthy. Then I saw Missing Link, and I just didn't love this movie. I didn't really like the character designs. I didn't like the nose of Susan. I didn't like the triangle nose of Lionel. I just thought it didn't look appealing or cute. And I didn't really like the story very much. I didn't think it was funny. I thought that it just didn't draw me in. The animation was great, but especially once they got to the Yeti scene with the Emma Thompson Yeti, I was so not interested, and it just didn't work for me. And I wanted to because I love Laika, but this was a miss for me. So frown-worthy on Missing Link. Then I saw True Love Blooms. This is part of their Hallmark Spring Fever, and it had Sarah Rue playing this owner of this garden, and Jordan Bridges is the businessman who wants to build a building on the garden. And it's a pretty standard story, but I thought it was executed really well. I thought they had really nice chemistry. I thought Marta, his girlfriend at the beginning, this designer, was hilarious with her minimalism. I thought it was really funny, and I thought that she actually had some stakes. She actually lost things, which usually these Save the Farm movies are just so boring because there's no loss. There's no sense of growth on the characters. But this one actually did. So I enjoyed this one. I'm giving it a smile worthy. Then Penguin Highway. This movie is really creative, really fun sci-fi movie. I think it feels a lot sort of like an animated Stranger Things to me, with sort of this mystery that this kid is looking into. Some of the elements with this woman and their sort of weird relationship didn't really work, but other than that, I really thought it was creative, and I really loved the animation. It's probably my favorite animated film of the year. So smile-worthy on Penguin Highway. Then I saw Penguins, and this was so cute. Such adorable penguins, and they create this little narrative about Steve and the penguin that's falling behind, and it's so cute. I think that some of the music cues were a little much for me, but this would just be a really fun movie to watch with your kids and to talk about these adorable penguins. So smile-worthy for Penguins. Then Bottled with Love. Hallmark oddly really played this up and really advertised it a lot, saying that you won't see a better movie this year. And I was like, what's going on? Usually Hallmark kind of knows who they are. And it wasn't the best movie I'll see all year. And so I guess in that level, it was a frown worthy, but it was perfectly fine. They did the sort of trying to be You've Got Mail pretty well, with her writing this message in a bottle, and then Andrew Walker's character finding it, and then they end up working together, and then he figures out, oh, she's the woman that he's been writing. And so they did it pretty well. I thought they had pretty nice chemistry. There were some cute moments, particularly liked the way they did the near kiss in the movie with him kissing her on the cheek was very cute. And so overall, I enjoyed it. I think I didn't like it as much as True Love Blooms. So, I guess who knows what's wrong with me, but still, I would give it smell worthy for Bottled with Love. And then we had the first of 3 morning show mysteries. I'm just going to cover them all at the same time. There's been 2 before. The first one I enjoyed. The second one I didn't really like, but I have to say all 3 of these I really enjoyed. I thought they went to some pretty dark places. The mysteries were pretty good. I thought the writing was pretty good. It is kind of hilarious how they have to kind of sort of stage Rick Fox and the way he kind of has to slouch over in every shot to make it look like he's not over a foot taller than Holly Robinson Peete. But I like Aunt Cassandra. I think she's fun. I particularly liked the second one with Andrew Francis in it, who's one of my favorite of the Hallmark actors, but also just these creepy, weird plastic eggs that the murderer would leave behind was kind of fun. So I would give smile worthy to all 3 of these. I thought they were all fun little mysteries if you like cozy mysteries. Then The Perfect Date, and this is supposedly, it's got Noah Centineo, I think is how you say it anyway, who was in All the Boys I've Loved Before. He is super charming, and I think he's going to be a big star. And I had said in my review on my blog that I thought that if I was a teenager, I would love this movie because he is so charming. But my niece, who was 15, said, no, that's not true. None of her friends liked it. They all thought it was dumb. So there you go. Shows how much I know about teenage tastes. But it's about this teenager who starts up this app that he will be the perfect date for whoever needs a date, and he goes out on all these elaborate dates, and he is supposedly the perfect date. But then he has these 2 girls that he becomes more interested in. I didn't think he had chemistry with either one, and it just didn't work for me. The story wasn't there, script wasn't there, even though he's, in my opinion, very charming. So, but I would say frown worthy on The Perfect Date. Then we had Easter Under Wraps. This is actually Hallmark's first Easter movie, which seems crazy, but it's true. And this one just did not work for me. I felt like the character, the Brendan Penny character, the fact that he didn't know that they was basically getting undercover bossed is ridiculous. And the conflict didn't work for me. And I thought the whole plot with these giant chocolate eggs was weird. Fiona Gubelman is delightful. She is so sweet and so charismatic, and I really like her, but she couldn't carry the movie to me. It just wasn't there. The script and the chemistry wasn't quite there. So this one gets a frown worthy for me. Then I saw Oko's Inn, and this is a anime film about this little girl who has to move into her grandma's house that's an inn, after her parents die in a car crash. And there's all of these ghosts at the inn, and she decides she's going to become a junior innkeeper. And it's really, really sweet. This is a movie for very small children that teaches nice messages about being kind and being brave and overcoming grief is also included. So it'd be a good one if you were having to to help a kid with something like that. It's not especially memorable or great, but it was cute enough. I'd give it smell worthy. Then Avengers Endgame. I loved this. I thought it was such a satisfying ending to so many of our characters. I really like the time travel elements. I thought they were fun. I liked all the going back to the different movies. It made me smile. I liked all of the performances. I thought they balanced things like Captain Marvel really well. I liked Chubby Thor. I thought that it was an interesting kind of take on his character, because to me, he's always been kind of a goof. And so for him, when he's become this alcoholic, it makes sense that he would kind of behave that way. And so it worked for me. And I thought when he has that moment with his mother, it was very touching and very moving. And I liked the fact that they didn't have him really change, and he was still worthy. I thought that was great. And so I loved Avengers Endgame. I have very few flaws with it. It was so satisfying to me. It was great. So smile worthy. Then Long Shot. For the first 20 minutes of this movie, I was very irritated, and I hate Seth Rogen's windbreakers. They were so ugly, and he's just so stupid that it's beyond reason. How could he not know that he shouldn't wear those horrible clothes in a swanky party? I mean, come on. But I have to say, once they actually started a relationship, and it is very grown worthy, the tall drink of water woman with the plain ordinary guy that you always see. That's such an annoying trope. But once they start their relationship, it actually does work pretty well. And I think what makes it work really well is O'Shea Jackson, his character. He might be the best supporting performance I've seen all year. I thought he was so good. And when he basically calls Seth Rogen's character out on his BS, it was so satisfying. And I was totally in it. And I thought the ending really worked. So I give it smile worthy. I don't think I like it quite as much as some people, but it still overall did end up working for me. Then Love Takes Flight, and this was the Hallmark Hall of Fame for this part of the year, and I think it was a really sweet little movie. The little girl they got was so cute. So they did such a great job with her, and she did a great job in the role. I think that it has a nice message about friendship. I really enjoyed doing the podcast over on Hallmarkies Pod with Elisa from Best Forevers podcast. We talked all about themes of friendship that are in the movie. I think they could have done the romance a little bit better and maybe had like one more scene with the two of them and make it a little more believable. But overall, it was a sweet, harmless little movie, and I give it a smile worthy. Then I Am Somebody's Child, the Regina Louise story. And this is one of those movies that's really hard to criticize because Regina Louise is incredible. Like, how did she go through all of this and still like write a book and still go to college? And she's amazing. But man, this movie the script was just terrible, I thought. Particularly any scene with this Black social worker was the worst. And like because the Jennifer Goodwin character, she wants to adopt this teenage girl, and this Black social worker is really against it. And so Blacks have to adopt Blacks and whatever. And I'm sure that was a thing that this, some people did believe back then, but just the script was so cringy. Like she says, she comes home, Jennifer Goodwin's character comes back from celebrating Christmas, and she says, "So what did you have? A white Christmas?" And I was like, oh no, like it just wasn't a good script, and it was just so unrelentingly bleak. I mean, boy, and also she makes the ugliest dress I think I've ever seen for like a 14-year-old girl. This like rainbow dress, it was terrible. So it didn't work for me, despite I think the best of intentions of the people involved. So that's always kind of a shame, but I give it frown worthy. So that's it. That's the movies that I saw. I saw Ugly Dolls in April, but I'll wait and put that in my May video. So there you go. That is my movies I saw in April. Let me know what you think about these movies, which ones you liked, didn't like, when you give them smile worthy, frown worthy. That would be a lot of fun. So thanks so much. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to you later. Bye.